automatically separate skim and fat milk. So depending on each pull of milk, if it had criteria for like, if it
Very
had
funny.
what?
It's very funny.
Yeah, so like each pull of milk, if it was more fatty, or if it was like 70, if it fell into the category of being considered a fat pull of milk, then it would be sent into one big tank. And if it was considered to be more watery, then it would.
How much butter fat? Is
Yeah.
that term? That's what they used to do, but I don't know if they do now.
It's like they just say fat, but the cream of milk is, and which is essentially butter, is also synonymous with fat. So like cream is fat. So yeah, it's like the cream of the milk.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So I was working and testing to see from different farms that were participating if the separation of the fat and the skim was actually working or not. And it was working. They've been doing the research for like a couple of, I want to say like a year now, or maybe more than that. I'm sure more. But and so we made the cheese with the different kinds of milk and weighed them. You know, if the fat one actually weighed more.
They made it right there?
Well, we made it.
What do you mean we made it?
Like the people in the lab.
Oh, you made cheese in the lab?
Yeah, I made laboratory cheese.
Oh, very cool.
It was cool.
What did you eat the cheese?
No, they didn't let us. It was a huge bummer. But they said that in the beginning of the experiment, they actually did like do a process where they added salt and like some stuff, and they actually tasted it. But they're beyond that point.
Oh, I see. But there's other things that went into the cheese.
Yeah.
Other than what you.
Right. Exactly. What we did was just this very basic like solidification of the milk. Whereas different cheeses, depending on like what kind of cheese you make, if it's Bulgarian or French or cottage cheese, it goes through a different process, a different aging process, where they like add salt or they add acid or whatever.
Did you make different kinds of cheeses?
We did. We made three different kinds of cheese. But the cheese that we it was the same process. We just got different milk from the creameries. Because we also worked hand in hand with the creameries. Because we were comparing what we were doing to what the creamery was doing to see that we were actually doing it right.
The creamery, which was actually producing cheese for the public?
For public, yeah. So we would get little samples of the milk that they were using.
How would you get the milk? What would it come in?
It would come in like, well, we did two things. So on a daily basis, we got raw milk from the farms itself, like directly from the farm. And then after a couple of days, we would get the same milk that the creameries get, which is like a combination of all of the farms and after it was pasteurized. So when the big company, like the main company in Israel that we were working with, when we would get milk samples from them, they would give it to us in like the same type of 1 liter milk things that you would buy in the store.
Sure.
Just they would use like their recycled yogurt ones and just give them to us and handwrite on it. And then we would also get samples from the farms, and we would just get in like little plastic like containers like this.
What part of that is really good?
It was the north. I was by the Sea of Galilee.
Okay, cool.
So it was in the Jordan Valley.
What was the name of it? What was the name of the place you were at?
The place, like the town or the name of the company?
No, the town.
It was actually, do you know what a kibbutz is?
Yeah, kind of.
They're like, they once were socialist communities, and they were based on agriculture, where they distributed everything equally, and it's like a little neighborhood.
Yeah, they're still doing that?
They're still doing it, but now it's not, like, most of them are privatized and they're not socialist. So people still live in the same area and share a dining hall and stuff, but everybody pays individually.
Share a dining hall?
Yeah, so they have like a dining hall. You don't have to eat there. Now everybody has a kitchen in their home and a grocery store, but you can go to the cafeteria that's open every day for lunch and open 2 nights a week for dinner. And you can go and eat there, and like everybody goes there for lunch. And you can see your friends. You put it on. You get a tab. It's like a running tab. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that part of why you went there? Because that appealed to you?
It was. I'm happy